Alright, so it's my goal to march into these woods and hopefully find the Wekiva River. The sun is over here on my right hand side, so I'm kind of heading southeast, but if I keep going east southeast I should run right into the Wekiva River. Plan to make a little fire and cook a little bit of food, make some coffee, relax, head back home. It's kind of wet out here, a little clumpy. It's definitely damp, that's for sure. Found these cool little mushrooms. So I headed back up here to the main trail. It got too wet back in there. I'll try a different route and see what I can find. So far, I've gone back on the trail about a mile. Not really seeing much anything of interest. Very quiet and peaceful. There's lots of wildlife. Look at this beautiful tree. That's where I came out of. That's heading southeast, trying to get to the river, but I'm having to go back this way on this main trail and see if I can't find a way back over to the river. Looks like it might be a little good place to camp sometime right here. Take a walk back in here and look around real quick, and then go back on the trail. Yeah, this looks like a nice little kind of flat open area. Nothing dangerous above, just a little open area. I like camping in spots like this. Off the trail, but not too dangerous. I'm gonna have to come back here. So, I am finding here some kind of little camp. I'll go over and check that out. I have to come back here if it's open for camping. Cool. Yeah, it's definitely a camp. Shelter camp. That's pretty cool. Little fire pit, couple benches, picnic table. No potable water. Potable, whatever you say. Anyway, I'm going to GPS, grab the coordinates from this spot, and probably come back out here and figure out how to get a permit to camp. Ah, here's a clue. These at Iron Ranger. Alright, so that's where I parked when I came in. So I must have made a big loop in the woods and came right back on my way back to where I started. We'll see. Alright, so I'm definitely headed due west at this point, which means I am headed back to where I parked, which is cool. Made a big loop. I did try to go off the trail to find the river, but I couldn't get in there. It was way too damp, and there wasn't really a trail to follow. Even though I know if I'd have kept marching east, I would have eventually run right into the Wekiva River. But there's a nice little scenic walking trail. Let's check this out. Whoa. Nice little pond. alligators, I don't know. We'll go look. Yeah, it's a little bit thick in here. Close to the pond, I can't really get in there. Take a look around, but that's pretty cool. Back where I started from. Half a mile to the entrance. Alright, so I stepped off trail for just a few minutes to get back in here and see what's out here. Nice little secluded spots. I don't think I'm supposed to camp out here, but I might come back to it. You don't know. I like finding little places where no one else goes, but obviously there's been a little bit of traffic through here, even though it is off the trail. Maybe I'll walk over this way a little ways and see what's back here. I love these little things. I've been hearing a little bit of wildlife back on this side off the trail, and again, it does look like there's some sort of a trail. It's not an official trail, I'm sure. Definitely looks like people or things have been out here. You can see where it's like a little beat down by foot. I'm gonna keep going on this. See where it takes me. So while I'm here, walking along this kind of trail, it's not really a trail, but it looks like, you know, people have been back in here before. This is a good reason right here why you cannot just set up any old place. I know I sound a little cavalier about where I go and set up camps, but the fact of the matter is I always have to check a lot of factors before I decide on a spot. Essentially, this seemed like it would be a good area, except that you can see this dead standing tree that at some point came crashing down, and if you had set up a camp here in an area that otherwise looked relatively safe and you don't really look around and above you and look for dead trees, all these seem to be alive, but apparently this guy was dead and came crashing down, and likely to get somebody hurt if they ever got hit by something like that. They call that widow makers, where you have trees and limbs, especially dead limbs, that come crashing down on you. You always got to look above you and all around you. Anyway, there's that. So obviously somebody's getting back here. These trees cut off. So even though I'm way off the trail and it's really thick in here, obviously somebody's been back in here. Yeah, somebody saw that. I don't know why. I don't know why. I just thought these three little trees together, or one's dead, they look cool. Badass. That mushroom grew right around that leaf, that palm. I just love how even like the dead forest provides life for other species of plant and animal. It's pretty amazing. Rabbits. really way off the trail, but as long as I head west, I'm good. I don't know why, but I'm just fascinated by this. It's beautiful. Take a picture. Look at these furry little guys. Cool. I don't know if you can tell in this pictures, or video rather, but they're furry. That's pretty wicked. So there's an example of one of these dead standing trees that you want to be on the lookout for if you're going to set up a camp. You can't camp anywhere within a radius that is whatever the distance is from the top of that tree to the bottom, plus any other trees it might hit if it does decide to come down. Not quite there yet, but I think I'm about close to getting back on the trail. Just took a little detour into the uncharted territories of a wild man, Florida Outdoorsman. And I'm officially back on the trail. So that's where I went in. Back this way is where I parked. And I just went way in there. Still didn't find no river, but I'll find it one day. So I'm just gonna keep going back to the car. I'm gonna try to look for a little spot somewhere before I get too close to the parking area to set up my gear. Maybe make a little bit of coffee, maybe even cook something to eat, but I gotta find the right spot. Preferably with something I can sit on and a place to set this camera up. We'll see. I did notice it was so pretty when I was coming in, walking through this little area right here. I don't know, somehow video and pictures sometimes just don't capture what you can see with your eyes and hear with your ears and smell. Super pretty. Right, so I'm gonna kind of go through what I have in my pack here. I don't know if you can see me, but you can see the backpack. So I'm gonna try to put everything right here. Just kind of go through. This is my fire cooking set. This little bag I just used to collect some dry wood and sticks in case I need them. I'm gonna set this over here. And this is my cooking gear. So it kind of fits in there together like this. Bag over here, out of the way. So little cast iron skillet. And I'm going to set that over here. My gloves, which I'm going to use. Obviously, I have cut the crap out of myself on something. I don't know what, but I think I'll live. These are just some tent stakes that I use to set my pot on. There, I'm going to set those right over here on the side. And then this is my $5 veggie steamer that I got at Old Time Pottery. And I kind of bent these tabs down a little bit so it doesn't open all the way up, because it will open all the way flat, but I want it to stay like this. This is good on its own to contain a small fire. I have a small round grill that sits on top of it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I tend to use this setup, which we'll get to in a second. So today, I keep it all together, but I'm going to set it up like this. Hopefully, going to help keep things a little stable. I feel like that'll do. Maybe over here. I think that'll probably be better. I don't know if the camera's getting it though, so. That's pretty stable right there. Everything nests together, saves space. I have a pot or cup, whatever you use it for. This is the $3 utensil strainer from Walmart. Tin snips, cut a little hole down in here at the bottom. I might cut down a little more and open it up a little bit. Sometimes it can be a little challenging to feed the fire, but it does help just to kind of keep pushing sticks in there once everything's lit. Set that on here. That sets on there like that. A couple of cups that come with this thing. Inside it I keep my tinder, and this will set right on here when it's time to start boiling my water. So I'm going to take that all out of there for now and set it over here. I'm going to take this down, set it over here. Make this a little bit more stable by opening this up. Double check this camera to make sure I can get everything at this angle so you can see it real quick. I think I'm getting everything, hopefully. If you've seen my other videos, inside here I have a little bit of tinder. I have some regular household dryer lint, works really good. This is just to absorb moisture, keep everything dry in there. I just throw these in. These come out of like vitamin bottles and stuff. I have some little pieces of fat wood in there. And if I can get to it with these gloves on, I have a piece of homemade char cloth. It's a roll. It's a roll of char cloth that I made out of some denim jeans. Someday I'll make a video on how to do this. This stuff takes a spark really good, but I'm going to save that. I don't need it today. Put it over there. In here is some cotton swabs, cotton balls, kind of soaked in a little bit of petroleum jelly, and those things will take a spark like nothing else. One of these ready. I just need probably one. I might go with two. We'll see. Set that there. See if I can get some sticks set up on the inside. Excuse me. I'll work with the small stuff first. Trying to make a little lean-to in here. Cotton swab under it, which I should probably do now before I go too far. Alright. sorry, but these gloves are not going to work for me right now. I will put them on when they're more needed. Sticks. So I want to try this smaller sizes, little thin twigs for right now, and then we'll move up to some of the bigger pieces of wood. More skinny pieces, little pieces like this work best. I want to move the camera. I would show you down inside there. I've made kind of like a little teepee of wood that will hopefully get this thing started. I don't know. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I do keep little pieces of paper bag and stuff just in case. But anyway, we'll just throw everything in there. I like to use like a mix of fire making material just to get it going. Got to make sure I have a few more sticks ready to go up inside, and I'll set them close by so I won't be looking for them later. I have a few, bigger pieces that I can feed in here, one or two at a time. I don't think that's going to fit. Hopefully this will do, at least to get water boiling. Alright, so here we go. Let's see if we can get a spark down in there. Catch that cotton ball without knocking everything over. It can be challenging. I like to do a little practice run off to the side. And then boom, we're lit. Alright, so maybe now I can turn this a little bit so you can see a little better, I hope. Alright, so kind of got it started now. I want to try to gently, carefully get some bigger pieces in here and hopefully get those going over the top of that teepee. I don't want to smother the fire either, so it's okay to just go slow. Alright, so now we set these tent stakes in. Close that gap. It's a little hairy. Alright. I did bring my axe. My knife. It's pretty. I love this thing. I do have a folding saw in case I need to cut some wood. I'm not going to use it today. And most important, let's get this going. This is 2 cups of boiling water. And I'm going to go with just a little bit more. Get that right there. Put the lid on. Take note of the time. See how well this thing works, how fast it can get that water boiling. Put my tinder away that I don't need right now while that thing's going. Throw another log in here. hope this camera's getting all of this. In my last video, that water got boiling in about 3 minutes, and I wasn't expecting it because it usually takes about 5, sometimes 7 minutes, for me anyway. And I wasn't expecting that thing to get so hot so fast, and in 3 minutes it was boiling over, and I had to take it off. So hopefully we'll get this done in under 5 minutes. It's already starting to bubble. When it does start to boil, I'm going to take it down off of the heat. Set it down for just a minute. And I'm going to get my cast iron skillet going. Take a walk around the other side of the camera and see what you see. This thing's starting to bubble from the bottom now. It's not a rolling boil just yet, but little bubbles are coming up. It's ready. Cool. I think you guys are getting to see everything. Good. Good thing is I have a little stirrer, which is just another tent stake. And I'm not really necessarily concerned about contaminating that water because I'm going to use it to boil a pouch of jasmine rice that I brought with me. So I'm going to just kind of heat that up. It's already kind of part cooked, so you're just heating it up. This is BPA plastic. It's not going to hurt me, so don't worry about it. And the water is boiling. Get it rolling. Gotta trouble the water. There it goes, and now it's rolling. I don't have a way to show it to you. You just have to trust me on that. I might just let it boil over just so you can see. Put that lid on. Rolling boil right now. So I'm going to take that down and set it right here. See if I can carefully get this jasmine rice down in there. I do have a small cutting board that I can rig up if I need it. Some more in here. Right now I have a nice good bed of coals in there, which is good too, but I really needed to have a flame, and I may have lost my flame. Let's see. Get some more of these smaller sticks down there. I might get a flame going. Stuff close by here. It seems a little damp, but I can just break that up. That'll catch. Alright. So I have my little skillet on here, and off to the side over here I got my fork, which I'll need. I have one of these gel packs that I put in my. So I have one of these gel packs that I put in my freezer, and it keeps my steak cold. This steak is already cooked. cooked and it's sliced up, so I'm really just reheating it. I'll show you what that looks like here real quick. So I have some broccoli, some bread, and then some sliced up New York strip in here. Theoretically, I could just put it on here like this. You know, in fact, we'll see how it does for a minute, and then I may just put it on the skillet. We'll see. I am probably going to run out of battery on this film, on this video rather. So, but anyway, that's what I do. I go in the woods. I look at cool stuff. I think this rice is probably done. I like to squish it up and then turn it upside down. That water's still real hot. Some of these gloves instead of the other ones. They're too cumbersome. Really, I wear them for when I'm chopping wood or cutting wood and things like that. Sometimes I will use it to grab hot stuff, but I don't really think I need it today. But I do want to wear these just because I'm handling my food and who knows what's on my hands. And for time, I don't have time to sanitize them, so we just do it this way. I have to do a few pieces at a time. It smells good. I know you can't smell it, but I can. It does smell good. Put that broccoli on there, everything. Toast this bread a little bit, just for fun. Maybe let these broccolis go a little bit too. So anyway, I got everything mixed up in this bowl right here. Got some broccoli, New York strip, some jasmine rice. My water's still hot. I'm gonna put it on here and heat it up a little bit more. Try to make some coffee real quick. All right, so there's my dinner. Yummy. Yeah, my coffee's done. All right, so other than not getting to the river, I'd say this was a successful little trip. I did everything else I wanted to do. I'm just going to practice leave no trace, clean this place up, get everything back to the way it was before I found it, pack up all my gear here, which I have spread everywhere, and head on back to my place, which is just like this. I cleaned up all my stuff, and again, you practice the principle of leave no trace as best as you can. There shouldn't be any trash. It shouldn't look disturbed. So, just wanted to show that I cleaned up my area. And I'm going to go ahead and go back to the car and try to upload all these videos. I don't know how I'm going to sew them together. Maybe I'll just do a part 1, part 2, part 3, etc. Eventually I'll figure out how to sew the videos together and learn how to do a little bit more of a professional job of videotaping my excursions. But I hope that you saw something cool, or if you have any comments, please leave them. If you're in Central Florida and you want to hit me up, let's go on a hike. We get outdoors. So this is the actual bear pond that the trail was named after. And you know, I didn't see any bears in there, but I'm sure they're there. And it's pretty. Very nice. So long, Bear Pond Trail. That was fun. I think I'll try it again some other time, maybe go a different route, different direction. It's a pretty cool little spot. The Seminole State Forest. Pretty awesome.